Hi, Coach Chris, Kaizen Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. What we're going to work on in this video is our four-way footwork drill. When you come to learn Muay Thai here, this is the first thing you're going to learn, and it's the first thing you're going to learn because it's the most important thing you're probably going to learn. It's the foundation that you're going to build the rest of your skills on. So in this drill, we're going to learn two different stances, our Muay Thai stance and our boxing stance. We're going to learn moving in 4 different directions, forward, backward, left, and right. And we're going to also learn our 4 primary punches, our jab, our rear straight, our lead hook, and our uppercut. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get into our basic Muay Thai stance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand with my feet just slightly wider than my hips. And on my dominant side, so I'm right-handed, so my right side will be my dominant side, I'm going to step straight back. Now, if you were to draw a line from my big toes to my big toes, you would end up with a 90-degree angle right about here. In other words, my feet would be making a square. And that's what I want. This is a nice squared out stance. My hips are going forward. My body is going forward. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to focus on the hands. So my hands are going to come up to my chin or even to my cheeks. And then I'm going to drop my elbows down. My gloves, I'm turning my knuckles out. My shoulders are raising. And my chin is dropping. Now going back to my feet or to my legs, both knees are bent and about 60% of the weight sits on my back leg. The reason 60% of my weight sits on my back leg is one of the reasons is so that this is easier to pick up my front leg. And I'm going to test this by being able to easily pick up my front leg and point my knee out. If you find that you try to pick up your front leg and you have to shift your weight or you have to lean, it's because you have too much weight in the front leg to begin with. We want the majority of our weight to be sitting into our back leg so that any second we can just pick this leg up. Now there's going to be times that we're going to move from our Muay Thai stance into our boxing stance. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my body in half, moving my front leg up, cutting that space in half. And now if you were to draw a line from big toe to big toe, you would still get a 90-degree angle, but you would end up with a rectangle. And this is our boxing stance. Once again, 60% of the weight is sitting in the back leg, the knees are bent. And I can move back and forth from Muay Thai stance to boxing stance to Muay Thai stance to boxing stance. And I can check and make sure that when I move to Muay Thai stance, I can pick my knee up. If you find when you pick your knee up that your knee is going straight, that's because either your Muay Thai stance is too narrow or you try to pick your leg up in boxing stance. We don't want that. We want our knee to be pointed out when we pick our knee up. Now moving in the 4 different directions, going back into Muay Thai stance. Whenever I move, regardless of being boxing or Muay Thai stance, whatever direction I move, that leg moves first. So if I move forward, my forward leg moves first. If I move backwards, my backward leg moves. Left leg moves. Right leg moves. And you see that my steps are small. We want to avoid big steps where now it becomes really evident when I move side to side, when I take a big step, that I'm completely out of position to fight back. And I'm completely out of position to be able to pick up my legs and defend myself from kicks. So the steps are very small as I move. Forward, backward, left, and right. So now we're going to introduce our first punch. And our first punch is going to be the jab. That means my lead hand, in this case my left hand. So you can see one hand is in front of the other. So my left hand. My arm is going to go out as a piston. And my punch at the end, my knuckles are going to turn over, and you're going to see that my shoulder comes up to my chin. It goes out, straight in front of my face, shoulder to chin. Don't take your chin to your shoulder. We don't want this motion to happen. We want shoulder to chin, straight out in front of us, and now we've created a nice solid platform to distribute energy through into our partner. So, the first part of this is going to be forward step, then jab. That's the first part of our drill. On our back step, we're going to throw the straight. When we throw the straight, the arm motion is the same. The arm goes straight out, just like the jab. The shoulder comes up to the chin, and power becomes generated through the feet and hips. So as I throw, I raise my heel up, and I turn my heel, throwing my body weight forward off of the straight. Notice that the shoulder comes up to the chin, and my left hand stays up to my face. So I would go forward, step, jab, back step, straight. My other hand is always up, protecting my face. Now, for the lead hook, what I want you to start the lead hook with, in this case, is that stance from the straight right. My heel is up, my knee is bent, my hip is forward. Right now, all of my weight is in my front leg. To generate power in a punch, doesn't come from the hands, it doesn't come from the shoulders, it comes from the hips. It comes from moving weight through space. So I'm going to move my body weight across. So to do that, I'm going to drop my heel and raise my front heel and turn my hips. Looking at that forward without any hands in motion, you'll see all my body weight is on my front leg. I'm going to drop my heel, raise my heel, and turn my hips. I keep my head looking forward as I shift my weight amongst my heels. So with the punch, my hands are up. I raise my heel. I dip over to this leg, taking all my body weight. And then I'm going to drop this heel, raise this one. And at the same time, this arm is going to go 90 degrees in front of my face and all the way over my shoulder. Then it's going to drop down, hands to the face, I'm going to come back. So the hook across my body. All the way to the shoulder, all the way through your target. If we were to pause right here, you would see my elbow is up in front of my face. I continue all the way through, and I just circle it back. So 3 directions is what we're going to work in right here. Forward, jab, backwards, straight, left step, left hook. And now we go off to our right. When we go off to our right, we're going to do the rear uppercut. So for the rear uppercut, I'm going to take a quarter squat. I'm going to roll my shoulder, and then bring my hand in front of the face. You notice I also flare up onto my heel here. Quarter squat, roll the shoulder, come up, hand in front of the face. So the entire drill looks like this. Forward, then jab, backward, then straight, left, then hook, right, then uppercut. One more time. Forward, then jab, backwards, then straight, left, then hook, right, then uppercut. This drill is a good way to learn your foundational punches, your footwork, your base that you form when you have a good stance, and a good introduction to learning how to shadow box, which is one of the most important things in Muay Thai. So if you come here, this is the first thing we're going to teach you. And if you're at home and you're just learning here at Kaizen Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, then take a look at this video, work it at home. The more you work something, the better you get at it, and the faster you become proficient. Thank you.